Hi, I'm Gilad, Director of Product at Iguazio. Today I'm going to show you how to run your notebook as a microservice with the Iguazio Data Science Platform in one click. This is done by calling code to function, which converts the notebook code to a function. In Iguazio, a function is a powerful abstraction. And once the function is deployed, you get a fully scalable container on Kubernetes called Nucleo. You can call Nucleo via HTTP, streaming, or cron jobs. All of that is available without having to involve IT or DevOps, and you can do that for any Python code that you'd like. To illustrate that, we've written a function that reads stock data from a web source and stores the data to a key value storage for the latest stock data, as well as a time series database. Both these databases are available in the Iguazio Data Science platform, but you can use any data storage that you'd like. So in this video, we're not going through the code line by line, but you can see this is just Python code. We use the Python request library to read stock data from the web. And then we update our data storage. Because this is Python code, we can test it locally. And we get the output we expected. Now, this is where the real magic happens. I call code to function, which converts the notebook code we have just seen to a function. This function can then be deployed. Once deployed, I get an HTTP endpoint, which I can call, and get the same output I received in the local Python call. To show that this is useful, I can, for example, read the stock data from the time series database and display it as a graph. I can also add additional triggers to the function. For example, I've decided to add a cron trigger and call the function every 5 minutes. If I step out of the notebook for a moment with the Iguazio UI, you can see the current project I'm working on. Within that project, we see the function I just created. We see the code on the left-hand side, and I can make the same HTTP request in the UI. If we go to the configuration, I can set the limits of this function, and I can also configure its scalability. I can also scale it to 0, so if there is no activity, we can free its resources. I can also see the triggers and add additional triggers. For instance, here's a Kafka trigger. We have seen how we can take a notebook and in a few lines of code convert it to a function that runs as a microservice. You can call it via different triggers such as HTTP, cron scheduler, or streaming.